You know, when you're reading Qur'an and Salah, you feel it. You know, so from that point, you know, that's what you're trying to get. That's the objective. Um, I hope I'm not rambling on and on, but you know, this is you know, you can't speak too much about the Quran, man. We're Muslims. I mean, the door to knowledge for Muslims is the Quran. Where you're going to be, you can't do anything else without Quran. Everything starts with Quran. And you know, you want it to be your friend here, so it'll be your friend later, inshallah. Bismillah, alhamdulillah. I came to Dar-us-Salaam, I guess, around 2001 or two. Someone brought me here, and I was impressed with the community here, liked what was going on. I started coming more. I'm from Virginia, and we had classes on the weekend in those days. Sheikh Sefi would do a lot of things. They had a Quran school going, and I wanted to be a part of it. I wanted to learn from it. So just from the very the times I came here, I was impressed with what I saw, and I wanted to be here. Oh man, that's a good question. I'm a revert, first of all. The thing that caused me to become a Muslim was reading the Quran in English, and I always wanted to learn it. I had a chance to, you know, hear different people recite and so on. So I wanted to learn, and you had to learn anyway to learn Salah and so forth. I started learning just spot here and there, this surah, that surah. It never crossed my mind to try to learn the entire Quran until I came here. When I came here, they had a school and people were learning the entire Quran. Still, I was thinking, well, you know, I'm too old, this, that, and the other. I'll just try to learn some. Um, but I got involved, and, you know, the Quran is ajib, man. I mean, you know, you want to learn the Quran. The Quran is the most important thing in your life as a Muslim. And, you know, where would we be without it? So from that standpoint, I wanted to learn it. I was always amazed by it. You know, the Quran, if you put it in front of you, it will, as the hadith mentions, it will lead you to Jannah. And if you throw it behind you, it'll drag you to the fire. So the ultimate objective is to get to Jannah. So from that standpoint, we try to learn the Quran and do the best we can. Oh boy, it's changed me tremendously. The first thing is that learning the Quran in Arabic is very different than reading the Quran in English. Okay, when I was a new Muslim, we read the Quran in English, you know, every Ramadan, the whole Quran. So I had a working knowledge of what was in it from reading it in English. When you start reading it in Arabic, you find out that it's not the same thing. You know, you know, every day you get these wow moments. Wow, I didn't realize that was this. I didn't know that meant that. I thought this was this. This is an ongoing thing, you know. I'm just at the stage where I can taste the Quran in Arabic, you know, and definitely it changes you because it enriches your experience. You know, the Quran is just, it speaks for itself. It calls you out. And yes, definitely makes you a better Muslim, helps keep your focus of what you're trying to achieve. You know, it changes in every way, and even the people around you. So, you know, the Quran is, it's like I was saying, it's the most important thing in your life. So you know, your relationship with the Quran is something that's of paramount importance. I heard Sheikh Harun Bukai say one time that, you know, there's not a day that goes by he doesn't review the Quran. So I was like, wow, if that applies to him, what about me? You know, I mean, he's at a much greater level than I am, and with Quran, And, that inspired me to do more, to work harder. And we're still working and we're never finished. Inshallah, one day I'll get finished and then we can try some of these qira'ah with our buddy Hayat back there so we can learn more, inshallah. Anything that you want, you got to put effort to do it. If you wanted to graduate from college, you got to work, you got to study, you got to take the test, blah 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 blah. If you want a driver's license, you got to study, you got to get the DMV, you got to study the book. Everything that you need requires effort. And the Quran, I'm African American. I mean, Arabic is not my language. Arabic is the language of the Quran, and reading it in Arabic, it's not I don't look at it as it being hurdles or any issues to learning it. Um, I look at it as, it's like eating. If you think about sweets, you think of very good halwa, sweets, kanafa, whatever you like to eat. Think of eating that when you taste something very, very good, it's hard not to go back to something that doesn't taste good. When you taste the Quran in Arabic, it pulls you in. It's not something that's difficult or it's a problem or no, it's not like that at all. And if you think about it, majority of the Muslims around the world aren't Arab. They're other than. So they learn the Quran, they learn it, they master it. Uh, I mean, why it's not an issue of the Arabic. The thing is that the Quran is ibadah. Reading it is ibadah. Every letter that you read is, ibadah. Allah rewards you for it, 1 to 10 times for each letter. And for those of us that struggle to read, we get double the reward. So it's a win-win situation. The Quran, the Quran will intercede for you in the day of judgment. The Quran is like the best lawyer, that it'll argue with Allah on your behalf until you're forgiven. Surah Baqarah and Surah Imran will come and say, he was my friend in dunya, and I will not abandon him in akhirah. Who doesn't want that? All of us have had people leave us, pass away, whatever. Quran is something that won't leave you. This life and the life to come. So from that, what else could you be doing? And I know what you're talking about. I mean, I've had times when I had, I'm struggling and like that. And Sheikh Muhammad told me once, he said, if you read the Quran once and memorized it, you wouldn't spend time with it. So Allah made it so you have to keep going, so you would spend time with it. And after that, I didn't say anymore. Normally when I go through these little issues like that, I say something and the teacher pulls me up and says something. And, you're okay. That's good. That'll suffice. And so alhamdulillah, man, it's a good thing. It's not, it's enjoyable. It's my favorite pastime. I drive a truck for work. When I'm sitting still, I got the Mus'haf out. I'm reading. I have to revise. I have to, all the time. What's your favorite pastime? Quran. This, you're a Muslim. I mean, in fact, I had a guy come up, a non-Muslim, ask me, do you read all of the Quran? And I was like, wow, dude, what kind of question is that? How am I going to know what's in it if I don't read it? So from that point, you have to work on it. And the rewards are so fulfilling, man, I'm telling you. When you read it in Arabic, you feel it. You get the wow moments. You get the times when you've read something 100 times, and then you'll read it in Arabic, and you'll just burst into tears. It'll hit you like a sledgehammer. Oh man, it's like night and day, man. Um, First of all, reading, you don't want to, as an English speaking person, I know when you first start, you got to go through all this stuff and you don't know what this means, blah, blah, blah. You have to read English. Okay, fine. Once you start learning it in Arabic, it enriches your Salah manyfold, manyfold. Or when you hear people read that read very well. I mean, I can remember coming here in Ramadan 10, 15 years ago, and I would come out here just so I could listen to Sheikh Harun, Certain nights I knew, he's going to be reading Surah Maryam or he's going to read something that I liked. And I would make sure that I was here on the weekends when I could get here. Because I love to hear, it makes your Salah so rich. And, when you feel it, it has an impact. This is Allah speaking to your heart, And you see, I used to wonder how people would be moved to tears. Now I know why, because that's what he's feeling. And you can read something today and go back and read it tomorrow, and you'll get something else. Allah will open this up for you. He'll show you something else. So, from that standpoint, man, your Salah, your Salah is very important, and you want your Salah to be good, to feel it, to taste it. For me, I think the best Salah is Fajr prayer, the Fajr Salah. You pray Salah and Fajr, this is, man, you're talking about peaceful. If you ever have the chance and you go to Hajj or Umrah, or go to Aqsa, go to somewhere, and pray Fajr in Jama'ah, man, it's like, wow, dude, I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, it enriches you so much. I mean, we're English speakers, but we can learn Arabic. I mean, I'm not as young as some of you guys, but hey, man, as long as the law gives you the ability, I'm going to do it. Go for it. I mean, if you want to learn the Quran, don't look at the Quran as, oh, it's a big book and it's a lot of pages. I don't know Arabic. The ayats are too long. Don't look at it that way. You're a Muslim. You're going to be a Muslim, inshallah, until you die. When do you finish learning Quran? The people that finish memorizing the Quran, when do they stop reading it? You don't stop reading. This is something you're going to always be doing. So the more you start off small surahs, learning to memorize it, learn what it means, read the tafsir, read what you can to find out the asbab nuzul, the meaning, whatever you can find out, it enriches you. The commentary. Now we have so much stuff available. I mean, when I was a new Muslim, the only thing was out was Yusuf Ali. And, I read the introduction, I read the commentary, I read this, I read that. Now you have hadith, you have tafsir, you have asbab nuzul, you have all the stuff, the history around the surah, what was going on. All of this is part of you. So when if you want to learn it, just make the commitment, start out, and go for it. I mean, if you can go full time, fine. I never had that opportunity. I've been going part time on the weekend. So do that. Do what you can. Do what's available to you. You won't regret it. I bet you that. And like I said, it's the most important thing in your life. And it will make your iman grow, man. You'll read stuff and you'll find out, I didn't really know that meant that. Now that gives you an iman boost. Now you have more conviction. Now you're more determined. And, if you love Allah, you love what He says, you want to do it, you want to be on that track. Like you say, you got to be on the bus, man, on the train. So, inshallah, man, just put your effort, man. Like anything else, it's going to take a little bit of effort, but you'll enjoy it. It's an enjoyable effort. It's not hard. It's not work. It's your pastime. It's my favorite pastime. And inshallah, khair.